Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's JP Black Santa. I know I'm late with the greetings. Just forgive me on that one. The Christmas and New Year's has been hectic, but I did film a New Year's video when I got back from New Year's Day. But for some reason, it just wiped the whole thing. So let's just move on from that. I don't know what happened. So anyway, let's go. But yeah, there's a new topic, and it's going to be called. Let me think. Uh, let's think. How about um, time served and back to reality? So, bit of background info. Let's rewind a little bit. Right, like I said in my previous, I said it a few times in my previous videos that I was inside from. Sorry, that's my other phone. Um, yeah, yeah, sorry about that. My other phone was going off. Yeah, so I was inside from 2006 to 2008. I spent 18 months inside. I'm not going to go into it. Past is past. Let's move on. But yeah, um, so, and I've talked about what it was like in prison and things like that. So now this is just like basically life after prison and, you know, employment and friendships and things like that. When I got out, 2008, yeah, 2008, I got out. As I said before, um, it was very hard for me, really, because I did have friends, but they weren't really friends. They were fake friends. They were just people that I just wanted to fit in, I guess. I wanted to tell them about my past and everything, but I wasn't. I was like not afraid of what would happen. More like I don't like being judged. So we all make mistakes and stuff, and there was reasons behind what I did. I'm not making excuses or anything, but yeah. So when I got out and I made these new friends and stuff, I tried to distance myself from them because I just didn't really want to be around them as much. They weren't as I could see how fake they were, but I just wanted to fit in, I guess, and that was just making me even more depressed. So what happened was, I left there, left the area, whatever, and they called me up one day, and well, one person called me up first, and then was talking to me nicely, and the other person called me, wanted to know why I wasn't around, why I didn't hang out with them anymore. So I was like, okay, it's time to just tell them, come face to face and everything. So I thought, okay. So I walked over to where they lived, and something in my gut told me that this isn't right. Something's not right. Something's off, you know. So as I tried to turn around and walk away, I was surrounded probably about 30 people, maybe a bit more, and it was like it was terrifying as well, but I couldn't escape. So I was just like, well, I know what's gonna happen. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. They're gonna kill me or whatever. They found out or whatever. I was basically set up. So I got there. There was like loads of people outside. Someone grabbed me from behind, pulled my hair, and the others were attacking me and stuff, like beating me up and whatever. My so-called friend went inside his house because it was like outside his house basically. He went inside his house, came back out with a metal crutch, and passed it. They were just like passing it around like parcel. The last person to have the metal crutch held it like that and whacked it into my right eye, and it shattered my socket, and it shattered, so it damaged the right at the back of the eye and everything else. There was blood pouring out my eye. If there wasn't like witnesses that walked past that came to my aid, and there was a nurse. I think she was off duty, but she was in the car. She was driving past, and she stopped and she helped me. But if it wasn't for them, I would be dead because they would have killed me. Social services basically told them what's happened or whatever. I don't know, and yeah, so I got attacked with that, and I was put in hospital. I was in hospital for a few days. My eye full of blood, just pouring out and everything. And they kept ringing me on a withheld number. I knew it was them. It was obvious. So I just ignored it and didn't answer that. So I changed my number and everything. And then when it went to, I didn't want to take it any further, but the police said they have to because it was manslaughter or attempted murder. It was attempted murder, and they are, yeah, attempted murder with grievous body harm. I think it's called something body harm. I'm not sure, with intent to kill, and it went to court. They pleaded not guilty at first, and then it was meant to go to trial, and later on they pleaded guilty. They changed their plea apparently, and I came back to London in when was I come back? I came back in October. So this was going on in August time of 2000. Excuse me, of 2010. So it took like 2 years to get through, basically, and yeah, it took 2 years to get into court, and then I got a phone call from, was it the police or no, the victims unit, and they turned around and said they pleaded guilty. They changed their plea to guilty, and they got like 13 weeks in prison, I believe. Yeah, 13 weeks in prison, and I mean, 13 weeks. What the fuck's that? You know, it's like one rule for one and one rule for another or whatever. I don't know. It's just fucked up. Fucking crazy. Someone tries to kill you but they only get 13 weeks in prison. But when you do something wrong, you get like 18 months or whatever. So I guess murder is okay and whatever's not okay. I don't know. But fuck it anyway. So yeah, that happened, and then I was very distant from everybody. From like since I've moved down here, I stayed with my dad for a bit until I just got trying to get back on my feet and try to get sorted out. But then he kicked me out. I lived on the streets for a bit. Then I went into a hostel and stayed in a hostel for a bit. And then I moved from a hostel to private accommodation, which was shit as anything. It was like, I mean, the person that was owning the property was Jamaican, and I'm nothing against Jamaicans, but this guy, he was a con artist. Yeah, he had like multiple accommodations, and none of them. The one that I was living in, it wasn't even fixed because whenever I complained about the lighting not working, and I was complaining about the mice being in the house. I was complaining about the place it was damp, it needed this, it needed that. Because I've got asthma, so it really affects me, the dampness, so it needed to be dealt with. And he refused to deal with it unless I pay him more money. The boiler broke down, it blew up, and he expected me to pay half for the boiler, which I refused to pay. I wasn't going to pay half of that. You know, it's your property, you're getting rent to fix up the property and stuff, but yet you're not willing to. You're asking me to pay for half of the money to pay for the fucking boiler. That weren't gonna fucking happen. You know these fucking black people, they love fucking money. It's like, what the fuck? But anyway, that's beside the fucking point, son. I rinsed disaster after he not rinsed, but I basically, when I damaged my knee inside the flat, as I was walking down the stairs, I lived like second floor. I lived above the shop, so I lived in like, it's like 5 flights of stairs. So I had to struggle to walk down the stairs, and I slipped and fell, and my knee went back. My bad knee, which was my left leg, it went back, and I couldn't fix it. So luckily there was no more damage to that, but I sued him for that because there were tiles coming off the stairs which I complained about needed fixing, and he refused to fix them unless I paid. So yeah, but it wasn't going to happen. And then so my hair's in a state, and I'm feeling like Black Santa today. So hey ho, ho ho ho. So yeah, basically that's what happened, and then so we get to the point where I was looking for work, I'm looking for work since 2008 when I came out of prison, but nobody would hire me. Nobody was interested, so I was like, okay, because I'm very honest. I will tell you directly to your face or whatever. I won't be putting it on social media, whatever, but I will talk to you directly and tell you what's what. Like when I was writing application forms and CVs, and I would put my covering letter. Yeah, I wrote a covering letter explaining the situation, explaining whatever, and no one would get in touch with me. Nobody would hire me. So I was like, okay, that's fine, fair enough, whatever. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna give up. This is from 2008 to 2011. I was still, when I came back to London in 2010, I was still looking for work. So, and then 2012, I damaged my knee in February, and I had the operation in March of 2012. So I was out for good 4 years. Yeah, I'll say 4.5 years I was out for. Because I remember I had a gastric band 2016. Of June 2016, I had a gastric band. Hold on, I will pause it here and I need to go get a drink, so I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Sit there, don't go nowhere. I said fucking sit there. Don't make Blackie come and get you. 2 minutes. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. I needed to get a drink, and I know it's very cold out there, but I had to get. I always put ice in my drink. I have to have my drinks cold, even though it's cold. It's freezing in here. I've got the heating on, but it's bloody well cold. So I thought, you know what? Let me go and get a nice drink. I can't drink drinks or water warm. It has to be cold. Ice. It has to be ice cold. I can't. Ugh, it's horrible. Right. So anyway, as I was saying. So yeah. My dad kicked me out, and then I was living in the streets, and then back into. So I was living in Woolwich, not Woolwich. Sorry, I was living in a private accommodation. Don't know why I said Woolwich for. Ignore that. But yeah, I was living in private accommodation with this black Jamaican guy who I was renting the property of. Fucking retard, I'm telling you. So anyway, yeah, I sued him for the fall that I had, and his son tried threatening me outside the shops, because as I lived above the shop. So as I was coming home from shopping, he just walked over to me and started making threats to me. He said, "Oh, you got the nerve to sue my dad, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "But your dad's." For one, your dad should have done the repairs when he's supposed to have done them when I've asked him to do them. Second, it's none of your goddamn business. It's between me and your dad. So, come out my face, it's got nothing to do with you, whatever. So anyway, that went on, and then, so I was out, so I couldn't look for work or anything because I really damaged my knee. I basically tore the ligament in my knee. It literally ripped, because it's like a rubber band, so it basically ripped right off the bone, so there was nothing attached to the bone. It was literally off. So, excuse me, so they had to repair that, and I couldn't bend or lift my leg at all. When I had to lift it, I had to lift it like with both hands and go up. And if I let go of it, it would just fall back down. It just felt like dead weight because I had no strength in my leg at all, and this was my left leg. So 2016, I had my gastric band, as I said in my previous video, which was, I didn't need it, but it's something that I wanted. Like all my other operations that I had, like my 6 operations I had prior to that, was I needed them for medical reasons. Like the sinus infection, I could have been, if I hadn't got that, I could have been paralysed. If I hadn't have had the stuff done on the back of my neck, if I hadn't had the operation on the back of my neck, that could have led to more complications. But I'm still waiting on my operation. And he's just, anytime you need to talk, you can always message him, and he's there for anyone. Just like me, really. Excuse me, if anyone needs to talk or just to, you're feeling down or whatever, you just remember you're not alone, and there is somebody out there that will that's prepared to listen to you and prepared to be there for you, no matter what. Just regardless, we all need someone to support us. I know a lot of people out there who's not getting the support that they deserve from the family, from the friends, or whatever. But I know what it's like. So please follow me on all my social medias, which is in the description below, and just get in touch anytime. And I'll always be there no matter what. Um, Last week I had just checking my channel, my media now, my channel, and last week I had 8 subscribers, but someone just messaged me and said they checked last week and it said 7, because it showed 7 on the part on their side, but when I checked my phone it said 8. But I'm just checking my laptop now and it says current subscribers 12. I'll show you to prove it. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 12 subscribers. And that's it. Don't judge me by my past. I don't live there anymore, which is right. It is what it is. I've turned my life around. I'm doing the best I can do for myself, and I just want to be an advocate. Yeah, an advocate for those who are feeling depressed, who are feeling suicidal, who are feeling like crap, basically.